Welcome, 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 everybody. Happy Monday. Why do I feel like
Yay.
we haven't done this in a while? I don't know why.
It feels like a while. Yeah.
Guys, it's a little crazy, but it's all
Yeah.
good. I think it's the energy. I think it's the energy. This full moon is
Yeah.
a doozy, and I really like to share a little input. But before I do that, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. We really, honestly, truly appreciate you being here. Remember, please like, follow, and subscribe both of our YouTubes, and we appreciate that so much. My name is Elias Petrus. I'm an intuitive motivator, psychic medium, and I am with my amazing friend all the way from the East Coast.
Hi, everybody. I'm Laura Wooster. I'm an intuitive medium. And both Elias and I are on the same podcast network, mindbodyspirit.fm. So come on over and listen to some of our episodes if you can after we're done here.
And you can listen at any time. You can
Yeah.
listen in the car. You can listen while you're taking a bath. You can listen while you're in the potty. I mean, if you're in the potty for a long time, you could do that. Some people are in the potty for a long time. So listen, just wherever you're at, just listen. But don't listen sleeping. That's not good. We want you to be awake for it.
Yeah, we want you to hear what we have to say.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see who's here. And Karsten is here, and Dina is here, and Donna. Hello, thank you for being here. A doozy is right. Oh, thank you. Um, and greetings. A manifesting New England move for us.
Woo.
Yes, could you imagine Delora right around the corner from you?
You're like, come over for tea. Come over for coffee and tea. Come on.
Yes, yes,
That'd be
yes.
awesome.
So, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. Happy Monday. We have some messages for you and a barking dog. See, barking on the truth. Barking on the truth.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry.
I am today using a deck, Laura, that I think you might know. I am using this deck. The
Spirit
Spirit
messages.
Messages by the famous John Holland. And John, I know you're watching. I know you're watching. I know you're secretly on here watching, and you don't want to say anything. So, hello, John Holland. Good to see you, my friend. Uh,
You never know.
that's one. You never know. You never know. And I'll give you the message here. I'm going to read it to you first, guys. So listen. Believe. The force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all, who you are, is the power of your belief. Look at this beautiful card. I mean, and know where the energy is coming from, guys. It's coming from your heart. That belief has to be in the center of your heart, and it radiates up. It radiates throughout your body and radiates and opens up that crown so you are in true belief of yourself. Okay.
It's one of my favorite ones from that deck because it just, when I see it, it makes me want to go take a deep breath and just.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there you go.
Mhm. Very good. So today I am pulling from the Animal Dreaming deck,
Nice.
and the card I pulled today was the Eagle. All right. So notice on the Eagle card, there's a 0. So 0 is a pause. It's here, neither here nor there. It's not in the spirit world. It's not of the physical world. It's in the right in between.
Mhm.
So, and spirit. So this reminds us that spirit's always here to protect us. Spirit is always present, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter, if you're not sensing spirit, you're not feeling spirit, it always is there. They're always here to support us, and to call on spirit when you need it, especially when those in between times, the resting space of 0, when you're not sure what direction to go in, and when you're not sure, there's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now, and a lot of us are going, ooh, 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 like what's going on, and trying to get our footing as to what's happening. So trust spirit, trust that they're there. Talk to them, talk to spirit, and know that you're being heard, even if you're not sure what's happening in the world and what's happening in your circle or in your, in the space that you're in right now. Know that the answers will come. Trust that spirit will have your back the whole time. Okay.
So true. So true. And think about it, everyone. It is something that's important. If you take if you take our two words, belief, eagle, belief, spirit,
Mhm.
are you doing something, especially for, we have 3 days of um, the full moon. So the full moon is 29 degrees in Capricorn, and that is all about claiming the unspoken truths.
Yeah.
And it is about 100% commitment. It's not like I'm going to do it and then you fall off. It's 29 degrees in Capricorn, which is really like we're going for it, we're at it, it's here. And if anybody watched the meditation yesterday, I did a full moon meditation. If you haven't, go check it out. It's on also on YouTube too. um it's really important, guys. What are you committing to? What are you going to commit to? And I think some people want to commit to understanding their relationship with spirit, which I think people are really questioning that. Like, how do I talk to spirit? What do I do? Can I talk to my mom? Am I going to hear something? Am I going to feel something? And it's fascinating, Laura, as many classes of this that we do, there always, it seems to me like there's more people now that really have reawoken and asked. We were on TikTok earlier this morning, and this woman said, I'm new to all this and I don't know what to say and what to follow. So I was going looking at different people. And then a woman called her the next day and said, I was so drawn to your energy, or she messaged her, was so drawn to your energy.
Yeah.
And I can sense that there's a loss in your life. And there's a wonderful man. And there seems to be a little bit of discontent with the gentleman. Well, of course, she's going to give a big general thing like that. And for everybody knows, Laura and I would never go ahead and call you up and say, hey, you need a reading.
Right.
No ethical
Mhm.
reader or
Right.
psychic medium would do that. So I
Exactly.
know I don't have to say it here, but I'm going to. And it's fascinating to me that we have to
There's
continue to.
always a hook too when they DM people. There's always a hook, like to get enough interest. Oh, he's not happy, or he's like not contented on the other side. So people go, oh, I wonder why. What did I do? That kind of thing. So especially those hooks that get people.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Don't
Uh,
believe it.
and speaking of eagles, Dolores said, you once asked me, have you seen the eagle? Yes, I know. But here's a cool thing. Yesterday, going over the bridge, crossing over the Columbia River Gorge, Laura, about like this far away from the car. So all I had to do was look up. Two eagles. I could see their talons flew
Oh,
over the car. I was like, what?
whoa! No
So
wonder we have the Eagle card coming up
yeah,
today.
it was so cool.
That is
Carson,
amazing.
Carson says not only the 2012 and then 2020 awakenings have made much for a bigger community of the
Mhm.
woo. Yes, of the
Yes.
woo. That's
Yes.
true.
Mhm.
So, anybody got questions, comments, concerns? What's going on for you guys this week? Are you feeling the full moon? Are you?
Ooh, yes.
I think it's, yeah, it's a lot. Mars and Neptune are like this, which is bringing that unspoken truth coming up. And it's like stuff that's been like, we'll procrastinate, we'll shove it under the rug, we'll even bury it. And now it's like, ta-da, we're here. Oh my God, this moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot of energy. And my friend Sarah May from the UK sent me a picture of the moon in England. It was beautiful, bright, big, huge, shining right over the lake. It was really beautiful.
Oh, stunning.
Yes.
Beautiful. All right. So the eagle, yes, the eagle. Isn't it amazing? Like how these things, like the synchronicities of this for this to come up. Okay. And cicadas are out. Oh, Dolores says my cicadas are out. You know what I find a lot in my yard is ravens, crows,
Wow.
possibly even a bear, which I have never seen a bear in my neighborhood. So I'm like,
What?
what? Yeah. So somebody did some sleuthing they saw some clues on the ground and did some sleuthing, and I think we have a bear. I'm like, what? I'm like, what's going on? So there's bear energy, there's crow energy, there's raven energy. Like, ooh, it's getting exciting.
And Bear is all about introspection.
Yeah.
So it's about going within, and I love bear medicine. Very, very cool. Carson says, I've been getting ravens too. They've been following me lately.
That's very cool. Yeah.
Fascinating.
I love
Laura's
it.
for her feather. So what kind of feather? Eagle, raven, crow, finch? What kind of feather are you? I love bear medicine. So anyone have a question? Don't be shy. We
So we
don't
pulled
bite.
a card for you all, but we can pull a card specifically for your question.
Yeah.
If you have anything that you want to look into.
Funny. Just ask. There are many here in the spirit world that can assist you at this time. We are made up of the divine source, your loved ones, friends, guides, angels, spirit helpers who are waiting to assist you. We are your spiritual team, and all you have to do is ask for our help and guidance. So just ask, everybody. Just ask.
Yeah. Yeah. And I pull another card to hope. Hope. Yeah. So always remember that, especially if you're unsure of things, you always have hope. It's good to have an optimistic viewpoint, even if you're not sure what's happening in the world, right? So
it's Monday. It's Monday, and Mondays bring up questions for what you have. So think about, what is it that you like to do this week and that you're questioning, and ask us. Carson says, here's a question. I'm working on imposter syndrome. A CAD to assist with that release?
a card.
Oh, I'm sorry. I read it with my Midwestern accent. A card.
I'll do my New England accent. A card.
That was very good. And Laura caught out like that. I'm like, a CAD? Why would
it should be actually CAHD. CAD.
I would have said it, CAD, if I saw it that way.
All right. Ooh, let me show you. All right. Carson, trapped in fear. This is like the best card for you. Now, notice this card. There is this window pane here, and you might be losing me here because I know I've got an issue with my computer. If I leave, this is what happened. So from what I'm seeing here on this window here there's no glass in it. You notice that? There's no indication. You might see the glare on the card, but there's no glass in that window. And look at him. He's in the corner, racked with whatever, doubt, all those things. But the door is open. The window's open. The air is coming through. It's available to him. So this card, when this comes up for me, oftentimes it means unfounded fear. All right, indicates unfounded fear. Notice the blue edging. That's that mental energy. So a lot of this is in your head and your own thought processes and things like that. So I understand. I know I'm getting lagging here. I hope I'm still coming through here. It's okay. All right. So imposter syndrome. I understand imposter syndrome. I get it. I think anybody who even tries to do anything has experienced it. So to me, when someone talks about imposter syndrome, it's a recognition that you're actually trying to do something. You're trying to do something new. You're trying new things and expanding upon your whatever skill set that you're working with. You're expanding on that. So you feel a little uncomfortable. So it's all about mindset with this, and just know you'll get past it. What do you feel, Elias?
So the card talks about choices, and this is really an interesting card because it says on here, as you guys can read, when you accept responsibility for your life and the choices you make, you begin to tap into the power of your own spirit. You'll be able to listen to and appreciate the intuitive wisdom that's inside you and apply it positively and constructively to your outside world. So I want you to, when we have imposter syndrome, I've been there a couple times around the block. It's not an unknown thing. Ask yourself something really simple. Is that true? just a really simple, like, oh God, and I'm feeling this and this and this and this. Yes, you can feel that way. Are you acting that way? Are you doing the best that you can do? Because I think part of imposter syndrome, and I'm talking from my personal experience, is that I've always wanted to do the perfect thing or the right thing.
Mhm.
Once I let go of that, the imposter syndrome wasn't there as much. I still have my doubts, but it's still like the choice that you make. Do you choose to fall into it, or do you choose to say, I am better than this. I'm continually to work on it. Carson says, "Oh yeah, Laura, that seems right on target." Am I
Okay.
supposed to read that like no, that was like I'm supposed to read that differently. Is that true? That's a good one. I need to remember that. Yeah.
Oh,
My
Carson.
do the stupid thing.
Well, yeah, and I do think imposter syndrome does, and like you mentioned, being a perfectionist, right? And trying to be perfect and doing everything correctly. We can't do good things without making mistakes. We can't grow without making mistakes. So, yeah, so the perfectionist thing has to go take a back seat and just do your best. And, I had a mentor of mine who would often say, all you can do is do your best. That's all you can do. So,
It's true. Hey, Susan. Susan, I love that now you put author after your name. Excellent. Susan is a Midwesterner from the Chicagoland area. Do either of you also do tarot cards? I use Oracle and Tarot and wonder if you have a routine of when you use one or the other.
yep, I do. Yeah, it depends. If I'm looking for like quick things, I'll use oracle cards, like the animal dreaming cards. Those are really quick. I have pulled tarot cards on here before, but I use those in readings, like longer readings, like 20-minute, 30-minute readings, because they can get into a lot of depth. We can go as the spreads, work with the spreads. What do you use, Elias? Do you use
Uh,
tarot?
I use mostly Oracle, like if again, like Laura said, just if I need like a quick answer or something. And I have had this deck, I'll show you guys. I've had this deck since 98. And it is quite, this is the second version of this deck. So the first one I gave away as a gift. And these are really used. They're very, very used. Um, and this is called the Healing Earth deck, and I like it a lot. So, like Laura, if it is something where I'm doing a reading and um, I'll need something just to get a little bit more clear on something, I'll use this and do a longer spread. Or usually it's not just one card that I'll pull. I'll usually pull up to 5 or 6 and talk it from that way. But I would say, Susan, because I know you, um, do a little combo. See what feels right. Hover your hand over the decks, and then if you're getting warmth or tingly, go for whichever one it is. I hope that helps a little bit. Okay, let me fold these up again.
And Dolores says, Carson, I'm working on the same lesson, friend.
It's a challenging one. It really is a challenging one, especially when you are stepping into this work or going deeper in this work. I think every time I go deeper or feel like I've reached a level and I'm like, oh, what's this? This is new. Um, it changes. Like I remember the very first time I used to be able to do, well, I still do it, but remote viewing. And the remote viewing was kind of cool. Like I'm like, okay, may I have permission to walk into your house? And I'm like walking into their house and I'm like, is this here and is that there? But then when it shifted to a loved one that was no longer here, and I've never done a missing person, and it's not what I do, but somebody asked and I just felt like, here, look, I'm gonna try it. I don't know. I've never had the feeling that I was in the car with the loved one. That was creepy but cool at the same time. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm watching them drive and I'm like, oh my God. And the odometer says it's 7 miles to this place and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yes, it is. I'm like, what? So it was weird. It was weird. But again, I'm like, oh, am I making this up? Is this really me? Is this something I should plan on doing? So again, I guess it's being the confidence piece. And here's the thing, if you check your ego, keep that in check, then you'll be fine. And those people that I know personally, you guys, you're all of your heart. I think anybody that watches Laura and I, that you all are heart-based people. So trust you, really trust it.
Yeah. And I found too, a lot of people who go back to imposter syndrome, a lot of people that I know who experience that and struggling with that, they know a whole lot more than they give themselves credit for. So I think it's a sign that you know what you're doing. It's just for whatever reason our ego kicks our butts. So unfortunately. So all right. So hello, Dorothy.
Hello and
Hello.
hello. Dolores said Elias isn't invited to my mess of a house yet.
What are you afraid he'll clean for you?
Remotely, I'll clean remotely. Oh, Laura, that pile on the right side next to your bed, that's really got to get cleaned up, right? Well, it's true, Carson. It really is true. You guys have amazing hearts. You really do. Okay, let's see. Oh, my ego and I have a love-hate relationship lately. This dive has gone deep. Yes, and I'm telling you, because of this full moon, it's really awakening or bringing stuff really up to the surface and saying, are you committed to moving forward? Are you committed to stopping, do you remember, what was her name? Jane Powders. Stop the insanity. She had like spiky
Oh my
hair.
God. Oh my God. I haven't thought of her in a long time.
It tells you Lauren our ages, just so y'all know. And Laura's a lot younger than I am. A lot younger. So.
Now I can see your face and everything. This is weird.
Yeah, she was at least 3 years old when that came out. Okay, side note. Do you know that when I was in between jobs, I was working as a temp, and I had to answer phones for the Jane Powders
toll-free line or something.
VHDs, the VHSs for them, like, or 6-pack. I'm like, hello, thanks for calling, Jane Bond. How can we help you? Oh my God, thank you. How many orders would you like? I was like, oh my God. And there was like boxes and boxes and boxes. So I had to take the order and then get off the phone for 2 hours, box them up, send them out. I only had that temp job for one day. I was like, okay, we're done. So
excuse me.
Flashback, you got that. Yep, you got that.
Yeah. That's your grade. What's going on? All right. I said same thing to my husband just before the full moon. Figure out what you want and let me know.
Interesting.
Interesting story behind. Am I missing something? Is there more?
I think she said to figure out what she wants and let her know. Okay. Awesome. So questions, guys. Any questions that you have? We got a couple more minutes.
Says I did 7 years of phone solicitation calls. I feel your pain. Yeah, that is tough work.
It is tough work. Hey, Michelle B. Good to see you. Good to see you. What do you have coming up, Laura? Anything coming up?
I do. I have an online class on Wednesday night. It is for mediums who are student mediums who are already on the path of learning, and it's basically storytelling. Because I often will get questions during classes that I'm doing, like, how do I make this a little bit more cohesive? How do I make it so it's like a story that as the evidence comes through rather than fits and starts? So we're going to be working with that and how you can bridge that gap a little bit and make it more of a flow into your reading and deepening the storytelling of it as you give the messages. So, yep. So that's Wednesday night. Go to my website, laurawooster.com. You can register. What are you up to, Elias?
What do I have? I have a really interesting guest coming up. What time is yours Wednesday night?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. So that's, oh, good. Okay. And it goes to how long?
7 to 9.
7 to 9. Okay, so 9 o'clock minus 3, so that's 7. Okay, so if you have a chance to watch the replay, I'm just going to say this, guys. If you're going to go to Laura's class, just watch the replay because you can always watch the replay of a guest. We're going to have Lisa Wilson as a guest on Wednesday, and she's going to talk about your spiritual practice. And she has been working with Fortune 500 companies. She stopped her job and
Mm.
now she's working to help spiritual entrepreneurs get a proper website, use the proper SEO to their BBOs, to their CEOs and their FEOs and all the other codes that I don't know about. It doesn't make sense to me. But she's going to talk about that. Other classes that I have coming up. I have a class coming up in September. But that's about it. I can mention that later. But I do have several retreats coming up. There is a retreat in November in Iowa called Manifesting Your Desires Retreat. And guys, Laura and I are going to do a retreat next year. So we're doing it on the East Coast. We're just working out the details. So we'll let you know more about that. Dolores says all the TLAs, the 3-letter acronyms. That's a good one. Thank you.
So Carla gave us a little more insight on what's going on because I knew there'd be a little bit more to that question. Okay, so talking about her husband, he's been super crabby and it's making a relationship difficult. Living in 2 places doesn't help. Oh, yeah, it's going to be challenging. Trying to get him retired. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's
Yeah.
challenging.
Alrighty. I'm gonna pull. Yeah, that can be, and I can understand that too. Being super crabby, especially if you're worried about things. Where guys like to fix everything. If they can't fix it, they can get crabby. that's my impression of that, anyways. Sorry, guys. just
Sure.
my own stuff. If they can't fix something, it makes them they get very challenged by that because they're used to fixing things and just getting it off their plate and moving forward. Interesting. So I pulled a couple of cards for you. Yes, Carla. Okay. So the first card that comes up is the Solitude card. Okay. And the next one is the Transformation card. So when these 2 cards come together, to me it's very much about what's working for you. Like, yes, he's crabby. Yes, it's making your relationship difficult, and it may take some time to get out of that pattern. But the solitude that oftentimes reminds me when that solitude card comes up to, okay, where can you bring some peace into your world? And because you're the only person who has the responsibility for that, right? And so to say where, in spite of what he's going through, and obviously you're trying to help him and support him. Obviously, I just my sense here that some things are just out of our control and they got to work through their own stuff. Right, their own worry and learning how to manage their own anxiety about what might be happening. They shouldn't be putting it on you. So when someone is not dealing well with change or the potential of change or worrying about change, when the solitude card comes up, it's a reminder of where can you find some peace in your day so that you're not constantly trying to, I don't want to say fix them. That's not where I'm going to go here, but more of just making it better for him in some way. Sometimes people have to, even if they're married to them, sometimes they got to go through their own stuff and own realization of what they need to do and how to manage their own energy. We can do everything we can for them, but sometimes it has to be on their shoulders. So yes, support and listen and be there, but at the same time, remembering that sometimes you have to step back and get some space for yourself and some time for yourself. I'm not saying like split up. That's not what I'm saying here, but more of just finding, where can you find pockets of peace in your day so that you can remain centered and not wrapped up in what's happening there as well. So I hope that makes sense. And the transformation card right there, oftentimes this comes up when there is big transformation coming, actually good transformation, things that you may not expect, but in a good way. So Elias, what do you have for?
So I want you guys to look at the imagery. So there's this one. there's this,
Interesting.
and
Yeah.
then there's this. So in order, they are be proud, you're not alone, and self-love.
Mhm.
So think about, like Laura was saying, this is all about opening up to maybe conversation that could be challenging, but as long as you speak from your heart. And I find that if we say, hey, this might not come out right, so let me say what I'm thinking and say it outright, and then if I need to switch the words, or if there's something that you don't understand, please ask me, because I don't have all the answers. I'm just speaking from here. So be proud of who you are, what you stand for. And I'm going to say this, also be proud of who he is and what he's trying to accomplish.
Mhm.
I'm sure it's challenging for the two of you not living together.
Mhm.
So I think it's important to acknowledge the strength that the two of you both have individually and separately, and know that you're not alone in this. It is a team. It is a team. And remember to honor you and love self.
Mhm.
Like, this is what I need. These are my expectations. I miss you, or, I need this from us. Always the us is a good word. So
Yeah.
I hope that helps. Dolores says, peacocks stay strong in who they are. It's very true.
Yes. Yeah. So my sense here is, piggybacking on what Elias was saying too, is checking in with him and saying, how can I help you, or how can I best support you through whatever you're going through, right? And
Mhm.
yeah, and it's hard, especially when you're not under the same roof. That's very challenging. Um, but I know a lot of times, especially again, guys, I'm sorry, I don't mean to make generalizations here. A lot of times, guys will they're trying to come up with solutions, but they keep it all up here before they go forward with it. So, and it comes out as a lot of times frustration and anger and things like that. Saying, "How can I best support you?" And say the way you're reacting to me is not helpful. It's okay. Boundaries. That's where the peacock comes in, standing strong in who you are. Say, look, I'm here to support you. I'm here to back you up. I'm here to help you any way you can as you figure this all out. But this isn't helpful if you're being cranky. It's okay to say that.
Right.
Yeah,
So true. And Laura, look at our time just flies by.
it does.
It just goes by. Guys,
Mhm.
please again, like, follow, subscribe to the YouTube channels, both of our YouTube channels. That helps us so much.
Okay.
And Laura, if they want to get a hold of you for the class on Wednesday, or if they want to book a session with you, how do they get a hold of you?
You can go to laurawooster.com, and it's on my class page. The yeah. And Elias, if they want to go for one of your retreats or the upcoming
Right
class,
there. Right there.
wellnesspatches.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
Carla says, I'm at our retirement house dealing with my family parents. He's still working at the house to be sold. Very good insight. You're welcome, Carla.
It's hard, especially when you got a lot going on. There's a lot of plates being spun in the air at the same time, and you've got a lot on your shoulders, both of you. Hold strong, just like Dolores as the peacock. Stand strong, like with who you are, and know that you'll come out. You'll come through this. Okay, it's a challenging week for people. It's a lot of change this week. A lot of foundations are crumbling. As you'll be seeing more of that. Change is coming. Change is afoot. So, but just remember what I said. Oh, I lost the eagle card. What happened? I shuffled it. Oh no, it's right there. Here you go. Talk
Yep.
to. Oh, that's hawk.
Ah, but
Oh,
that's good.
maybe it's still a hawk card. But yeah, talk to eagle and spirit. All right, that will
And that
support
was the
you.
number 11. That number
Was
was
it?
11. Yeah,
Mm,
I know. Super
okay.
cool.
That is
All right, everyone. We will see you here next Monday. And again, please go to mindbodyspirit.fm and look up both of our podcasts. We really, really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Have a beautiful day. And remember, always trust your intuition. Take care, everyone. Be
a good
well.
week, everyone.